Problem, call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I was noticing on your website you have more than 150 new 2024 and 2025 Hondas in stock right now.
Yes, we do, Charlie. It's neat when you drive by and see all the cars on our lot, and we have most all models and all different colors available, and we even have more than hundreds on the way. We also have the all-new, all-electric 2024 Honda Prologue in stock right now. We have a few of them to choose from. Plus, qualified buyers get financing from just 1.9% APR.
How about your pre-owned selection?
I talk to a lot of my customers and friends, and they still think that we just sell brand new Honda, but we sell all different models, make of pre-owned cars, and we have more than 100 to choose from right now.
Well, maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, but also lots of wind. We'll see an afternoon high around 49. Tonight, clear skies with a continued breeze, a low near 28. Tomorrow, sunshine returns with a light breeze, an afternoon high near 44. Our meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $395 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $395 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $5,250 to assigning, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/30/24. See delivery details.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off her team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker in one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome into the Dumb Punt Tower. Harrison Owens on the ones and twos, as always, live on the brick and mortar. 402-464-5685. This is the Dumb Punt Tower. We got the host, as always, DeMornay Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line, whether you understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. Want to shout out Teammates Mentoring for sponsoring this show and pretty much all of our Ticket Weeknights programming here at 93.7 The Ticket. Definitely check it out. Sign up, be a teammate today if you got the time. Not asking for a ton of time either. But again, it's a great cause. You can definitely look into it. Check out their website and decide if that's something that if you're willing to do. The community of Lincoln's only better for it. With that out of the way, let's bring him in. Good morning, Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line. How's it going on a Wednesday night?
Going really good. You know, another day closer to game day.
Yeah, we're getting closer to game day, and I will say it's officially starting to feel like we're in November ball. Football's been a little bit weird. I feel like these Pac-12 schools gotten away with a little bit. It's been a pretty warm fall here. It's not going to be the first cold game for Nebraska isn't going to be until Iowa. I believe the high is like only 18 degrees for that Black Friday game. But yeah, I mean, the weather, it'll be a little bit chilly for Wisconsin here in Lincoln, but overall, not too bad. But we're going to start with Husker football here. They got 2 games left, and you know, we kind of talk about this ad nauseum. Unfortunately, because the story hasn't changed. It's been the same story because they keep dropping games here. But they do got Wisconsin coming up. They do got Iowa coming up. We heard Dylan Raiola speak, and he's excited for week 2 of Dana Holgorsen within that offense. Again, they're not going to rip away the entire offensive system that they had. We did see a little bit of a difference in that USC game. How much more of an improvement do you expect to see with Wisconsin? Like, does this offense just kind of continue to look the same, just better execution, or do you expect to see some different wrinkles in there and hopefully with execution on top of it?
You know, I expect, you know, a few added things, you know, a couple steps up the mountain, a continuation off of last week, the consistency, the quick decision-making, the understanding of where, you know, your outlets are at. And when I mean by outlets, your check downs on the sidelines or your check downs to your tight ends or wide receivers in the in the shorter area and allowing them to go. Definitely an expanded role for player personnel with getting guys in a better rhythm. I think the coach has definitely stated how he feels about certain things, and he's not to be a man to be trifled with. So I think these guys are going to have to bring it in practice to kind of really earn the ball to come your way and everything like that. I think it'll probably be a revved up of certain situations with the running back. I think they probably played the best, followed closely by like the offensive line of just getting stuff. So I'm definitely expecting a few wrinkles. Again, the coach gets a little bit more comfortable. It's starting to slow down a little bit. The kids understand execution and actually have excitement about something or a fire under them to actually achieve what needs to be done. So I definitely think it's I wouldn't say a whole lot more than what we seen last week, but definitely something to build off of.
Yeah, I expect it to continue, just keep moving in the right direction. I just don't know how much better. Looking at Wisconsin, that defense is going to be the classic Badgers defense. The offense, I don't think is going to be too great. They just got rid of their OC and Phil Longo. Maybe that sparks a little bit of motivation. We kind of talked about that on Nebraska's side. You see it a lot. Sometimes a great coach, the locker room just tunes him out for whatever reason. And I'm not saying Satterfield's a great coach. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. But sometimes just a different voice in the locker room can kind of pick up those ears of the players and get them to kind of reevaluate some of the things they're doing. NBA is the best example. You see good coaches get fired all the time just to go to a different locker room, have a few more years there, then get fired, then go to another NBA team. Like the NBA is just a revolving door of, it's not working. Let's get a different voice in here. And then when that one gets drowned out, we'll just get another voice. But looking at this team for Nebraska, hearing the Dylan Raiola say excited, it's good. To me, it doesn't feel like this offensive side of the ball has gone sideways by any means. It feels like, again, not a lot of time to work with, but I think they're buying into it. I mean, at least that's the way I'm reading it. Do you believe that this Husker program is fully bought into what Dana Holgorsen is trying to do on offense?
I think so. Not only necessarily, people can sense confidence. People can sense, understanding or, somebody taking charge of things and everything like that. It's not that I'm not sure. I mean, he pretty much said it. He wasn't comfortable with things and he gets in his own head. So, I mean, you're a reflection, like, you're an example of the kids. If you unsure, how do you think they're gonna play? You don't really know, so they not. It's a terrible cycle. You're with them a lot. They're with you a lot. They understand your tendency of things. They know if you say certain things or whatever, you might not be as confident with situations and everything like that. Now this new coach, he's coming in and has been the complete opposite of things. And now, now they're a lot more attentive to things and whatnot. So it's not only all just moving forward with that. It's just you have, I don't want to say an actual leader, but you just have a more confident figure to follow that can lead you by example or hold you, more accountable. And I think that's kind of been the missing key of why things have been kind of stalled out, or just the things not going the way that they have. And I mean, the coach said it, this past week, and some of the running backs missed some holes. I think that's definitely been evidence early on. But the thing about that is he still continued to call stuff, and they kind of got better as it going versus going away from it completely and throwing that game plan against the wall.
Yeah, let me ask you this: with 2 games left, what's the most likely scenario? Nebraska wins one game, they go 1-2, they break the bowling streak. And if that's the case, it's either 1-3 or 2-3 if they can win that bowl game as well. I'll ask you, they win 1 game, 0 games, or somehow go all out and win 3. That'd be beating Wisconsin, then Iowa, then whoever you're bowling, you win that one as well. Give me your most likely scenario.
I definitely think it's possible to win 2 games. Just with the situation of our opponents. I mean, not looking past Wisconsin, Iowa, their quarterback situation. their defense is good, but they're not necessarily the pass rushing attack that we've seen. They just play sound defense. So with better play calling and consistent play calling against sound defense, I think that definitely gives you a better chance in that game. And, just against Wisconsin and whatnot, again, Dylan actually looked to turn a page last week. He's going to build up on things. He didn't necessarily look stagnant. He didn't really look like a freshman to say, or he didn't have to be, the superhero to get things done last week. It was just a simple game plan. Now you've got the jitters of what might it look like or how things are going to feel. Now you're a lot more comfortable. Now you're a lot more confident of understanding, what to expect from the coach. That was everybody's, first time trying that out. So, it was a little shaky with things. This is, week 3, pretty much, together. Week 2, with calling, play calling and actually having live bullets and whatnot. He did fairly well. I think his play will elevate everybody else. Like I said, he didn't necessarily look like a freshman. He looked like he turned the page. And I think that's kind of what they've been missing, of just getting in rhythm. I think this offensive coordinator will keep us on track and keep, the foot on the pedal to continue to move forward. And with Wisconsin, is Wisconsin, but they don't have a TJ Watt out there. They don't have a Vince, Beagle out there. They don't have Alex. I can't remember his name, but he's like a strong safety. I know he wore 7. They don't have Melvin Gordon on the offense. They don't have, Monty Ball on offense or James White on offense.
Or Jonathan Taylor. Take your pick of great running backs. I mean, it just goes on and on.
So, I mean, they're like, it's Wisconsin, but it's not this. They don't have a Jonathan Taylor. Like they're not the same Wisconsin that, we were seeing when we first got into the Big Ten. So I'm definitely, happy with, and they're coming off of firing, offensive coordinator, not having a quarterback as well, or their starting quarterback of the season. So I definitely think, the options are favorable for us to win 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with this team. You look around, and this is where I think Nebraska finds itself in its own echo chamber. Statistically, no doubt in my mind, we are an anomaly, but there's drama in every college football program. And the 2 teams coming up on our schedule have a ton of drama going in within their own locker rooms. One with the quarterback, the other one with the new OC. But for whatever reason, Nebraska's, not been able to handle that drama, that outside noise, or always finds a way to come up short. Like, there's 2 games left. It's senior day for all the guys who came back, like Isaac Gifford. Guys, I know that he's, taking heat on media for some of the plays, and people are just frustrated. They're pointing fingers. I'll tell you right now, if you're Husker football, you win 1 game and go bowling. Hell, if you win 2 games, the entire conversation is different. I mean, you're getting flowers and roses on the way out the door for finally breaking what people will call a curse, just for getting that monkey off the back to go bowling. So, like, this is still, and I hope the guys understand that in the locker room, and I think they do, based on Raiola and the press conference and what the coaches are saying. But, like, there is still a ton on the table here. And you have teams in Wisconsin and Iowa that are not by any means juggernauts. I mean, they're 2 beatable teams, and there's still time to right the ship. Like, yeah, there's an iceberg, and we have yet to turn the wheel, and we're still heading towards that iceberg. But if someone just wants to take the lead here, this season is salvageable, and it doesn't have to be one that, Huskerland has to hang their heads on. You win 1, I think a lot of people have kind of, unfortunately, had to reset their expectations. They'll still be a lot happier than to, continue the non-bowling streak. If you win 2, the conversation's entirely different. So 402-464-5685. I'll ask you, how many more games does Nebraska win? 1, 2, if they go bowling, 3 at most, or if you're not buying into it at all, you can say 0-2, we don't go bowling. The bowling drought continues. But I'm just genuinely curious about how Husker fans feel about the likelihood of this happening, because the here we go again mindset has plagued this fan base, and not even just the fan base. Like, you hear it from the coaching staff. Scott Frost with the infamous "feel snake bitten" quote. Matt Rule kind of flirted with some of those quotes this season about kind of hinting at not really knowing which lever to pull next. To me, this is still time. You got it all left on the table. and get that stupid mindset, whatever it is, out of the locker room. Like, it's all there. 2 games, possibly 3. You can go win it, and all that here we go again stuff can go out the damn window because we're all tired of it. Everyone's so tired of that being like the back in the mindset. I'll say the fans, a lot of the people I talk to are going through that. Can't blame them. But I'll ask you this. What does the crowd look like? Senior day, Wisconsin, chance to go bowling. UCLA felt a little bit dead, but part of that was because that offense had an 8-minute drive to start the game. UCLA, not ours. And that kind of took the fan base out of it. What's the crowd going to be like for this Wisconsin game on senior day?
I mean, it's Nebraska football. They're going to show up regardless. So you have that going for yourself. Secondly, the opportunity and chance to get that 6th win and to be at that game. You know, people are talking about that. Oh, it finally broke, you know, at this game. I remember this and that and everything like that. So I think Nebraska faithful is going to show up. I don't think that's going to be necessarily an issue or anything like that. The kids, you know, are trending in a different way with stuff. And the fact that, you know, you got an offensive coordinator that said what everybody's been saying, like he flat out said that. So I think, you know, people are excited, are excited about, you know, to see things and whatnot. And you know, we've always played better at home. And like, again, it's not the same Wisconsin. Like they don't have, you know, the Allen kid and whatnot. So, I mean, hopefully we can finally get, you know, a second win against Wisconsin. It's been a while.
Oh, it's just that part, right? And like, wouldn't revenge just be sweet and savory for this game? I mean, last year, Graham Mertz beat you. And no offense to Mertz, but man, that was brutal. Like, you had Wisconsin beat, and they dialed up the QB run. You give credit to, you know, Phil Longo at the time, but that offense was actually drew up some really smart ways to go ahead and beat Nebraska, and that was the QB run with Mertz. But this is a game where, like, Wisconsin's a team that has unfortunately just taken advantage of Nebraska and its downturn. Really, you could say that about 3/4 of the Big Ten, but Wisconsin in particular has really just dominated Nebraska over the years and almost Nebraska and the way they like to play their offense, the bit of Nebraska in the old days. But just looking at Wisconsin, like, their season has been so up and down for them that, you know, but they did play close to Oregon, but they lose to Iowa 42-10 the week before. They lose to Penn State 28-13, but they also beat Purdue, a team that we didn't really skate by until late into the fourth quarter. They beat Purdue 52-6. They also beat Rutgers 42-7, but they lost to USC 21-38. So this Wisconsin team is anything but consistent. It's about as consistent as Nebraska's weather. What kind of Wisconsin team do you expect to show up to Lincoln? Like, is this going to be a locked-in Badger squad, or do you think there might be a little bit of locker room chaos going on that we see, for example, the Wisconsin team that loses to USC 21-38, not the Wisconsin team that beats Purdue 52-6? What version of Wisconsin do you expect?
I definitely think it's a chip in the armor. I mean, it's something that you can't not talk about. You know, some coaches have to step up. Definitely, I think if you apply pressure to the right points, you know, the diamonds, you know, diamonds won't be made. You know, pressure busts his pipe. So if you apply the right pressure to the right points at the right time, if you come out there and handle your business how you're supposed to and everything like that, I think you could see a Wisconsin team that will crumble fairly sooner than later.
And that's perfect, because that's kind of how I want to wrap up this segment. Like, that's my whole point is, like, this Wisconsin team, I think it's a team that's malleable about the energy you bring. Like, if Nebraska shows up and they make some big plays early, I think, you know, that's how you get the poor version of Wisconsin, where they don't show up and they feel like they're down and out. You let Wisconsin start feeling themselves, start having a lot of success on offense. They let their defense force some 3 and outs. Like, that's how they have their great games, where you look at Wisconsin and the score and you're like, hold on a second, what's going on here? You know, because Iowa, they didn't show up. But then Oregon, you can say what you will about the offense, and that's why they got rid of Phil Longo. But that defense was playing really well. And their defense kept them in it by shutting down Iowa's offense over and over and over, that they almost were able to give Oregon their first loss of the season. We'll wrap up with this text, because this is important, because it's entirely correct. Unknown texter says, crowd has been dead on arrival since the Colorado game, from 0658. And absolutely right. I don't blame the fans for that, though. I mean, you got to give the fans something to cheer for. And that Colorado game was really the last game that people felt super optimistic. Like, say what you will about Illinois, it was exciting, but Illinois was able to respond pretty frequently in that game to get Nebraska to quiet down. Again, senior day, I can't emphasize enough that Nebraska's got to start winning games at home if they're ever going to be anything in the Big Ten. Like, this team, especially when you get to November and you got a home game, those are must wins, especially if you're a program that hasn't gone bowling for 2016, for crying out loud. Like, those are games that if you don't have the energy, I don't know what that means about the roster. So I'm expecting this Nebraska team. I can't believe I keep saying it. I do expect them to win. I'm not going to give my score prediction, but this Wisconsin team's in a bit of a flux. So is Nebraska. So is Iowa. Kind of like a get over your own feelings and thoughts and go execute, whatever you're trying to do. Like, that's where all three of these teams are at. And whoever, doesn't have to jump through a bunch of mind game hurdles is probably going to go out there and go bowling. And if you're Iowa, improve the record. If you're Wisconsin, you get to go bowling again this year. But it's all on the table for Nebraska. I'll wrap up with that. It's on the table. I know it hasn't looked great, but you still got 2 games left, chance to go bowling. Hell, even win 3 if you go bowling and win the bowl game. That being said, we'll throw it to break. Dump Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El on here, as always, on the Allo VIP line. Harrison Arns at 1040 Ticket Studios. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Early break. You're going to give me crap for this? I was not in the stands for the blocked field goal kick.
This is what? I did what? You did the
I knew,
again?
No, this is why.
Oh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Whatever you're going to say,
I knew
I'm not even going to believe.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid through your county veteran service officer. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine, but also lots of wind. We'll see an afternoon high around 49. Tonight, clear skies with a continued breeze, a low near 28. Tomorrow, sunshine returns with a light breeze, and an afternoon high near 44. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off for team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry, this deal ends soon. See Home Club for details.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arms on the ones and twos. As always, 402-464-5685. You guys can join in, as well as the streams. Join in that way. But we got DeMornay Pierson-El, the former Husker wide receiver, special teams threat on the Allo VIP line. And I want to dive into some Husker basketball. But first, just continuing on the note of Husker football, I will say this. We talked about, what are the possibilities for Nebraska? Do they win 1, 2, 3, or none? What is the outcome if Nebraska can say win 6, even better 7, even almost unimaginable 8? And what's the effect if this Nebraska team really does go another year of not bowling? I mean, how significant are those outcomes for either side, Mornay?
That's an option and it can happen. Hopefully it doesn't. I definitely think, the staff has made changes to make sure that doesn't happen. If the OC was still the OC through these last couple of games, I'd be a little bit more nervous of it. But if that happens and whatnot, honestly, going into the off season, it will leave a bad taste. But you do got an offensive coordinator who is new in there and will have a whole new season to kind of implement things and whatnot. And I definitely would expect a complete transformation of coming into next year. You giving, that type of guy time to evaluate guys, maybe get guys in where he may see fit for things on the offensive side. I think that will be good for growth, but hopefully, that doesn't happen. It would be, like I said, a bad taste, but with the guy coming in there with 3 or 4 games left of the season, and for him to do kind of what he did early on in just 2 weeks or whatnot, there's only so much you can expect.
Yeah, and again, going back to Wisconsin, that's the hope is new OC 1 week. Hopefully that offense continues to struggle because that's a very short window to instill a lot of things. What's the effect? State of Nebraska does something phenomenal. Not only do they go bowling, but they even win their bowl game. I'm not going to say they sweep the end result and they go 3-0 because I think that's unrealistic. But say they win 2 games. How much does that carry? How much does that stuff actually carry over into the next season? Do you gain real benefits, especially in the era of the transfer portal and how you can kind of just pull guys, and patch holes where you need it? But is it a real thing that if these guys finish the season, say they get 7 wins, counting a bowl game to make that 7th win, does that really impact the offseason and continue the progress heading into that next season?
I think so. It'll give them the confidence of understanding if they can, figure it out and truly, push through things. I know they pushed through things early in the season, but throughout the whole season, at the end of the season, it didn't, slip through the cracks and everything like that. It gives you something to be excited for. It gives you something to look forward to competing or to look forward to turning the page of what things look like for what's coming next. And your young guys coming up, they'll have a new identity of something to follow. So it's definitely important because you start the new year, on a high note. You know what I mean? And anxious to work and anxious to get back to, being out there on the field, being in the film rooms and getting better and iron sharper than iron.
Yeah, it's just going to be another wait and see thing. I do hope, I think it's very important that they at least get 6. I don't even really care that much. I hope they win the bowl game, but if they don't win that one, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I think this team just needs to go bowling. So that way, when they head into the next season, the goal isn't to go bowling. I know that's never the goal, but we get to this point in the season where that just becomes the goal. It's like, okay, we just can't be that team. We can't be that team that once again, we fail to go bowling. Get this out of the way this year. So then next year, even though I know that's never the quote unquote goal for this team is let's just at least get to a bowl game. The goal is to always go to the championship, whether it's realistic or not. But at least they could get that out of the way and think bigger picture. And again, just get that here we go mindset out of this entire program. I mean, it needs to be cleansed of that mindset, but the only way to do that is to go win some damn football games. But they got 2 more. That's the good news. Possibly 3 more if they win one of those first 2. That being said, let's switch it over. Nebraska basketball, men's side, they got Creighton in a couple of days here. Nebraska at Creighton. Last year, Creighton, tip my cap, they waxed us at home. 2 years ago, we waxed Creighton at their place. How important is this for Nebraska basketball just to kind of continue to get off to a good start? They just lost the last one to a good St. Mary's team, but they only lost by 3. What do you like in this one for Nebraska? Because this is not the same Creighton team. I mean, you got to remember, Creighton had some NBA caliber guys on that roster last year. They're not the same team. They're still a good Creighton squad, but certainly not the same squad they were last year. Talk to me about Nebraska playing at Creighton, a couple days away here.
It's still a home game. I know it's in Omaha or whatnot, so I think you'll get a pretty good crowd up there. As you said, the Creighton lost guys. They typically, retool and refuel guys or whatnot and everything like that. That's fine and dandy, but we also have, veteran guys that have been on this level that are strong, that understand, the X's and O's a little bit better. That hopefully, will make the game easier and not necessarily, hopefully they just, live and die by the three. Because I think last year we were in the game first half, second half came out, it just flat, and, Creighton started hitting threes, and it got ugly before you knew it.
Yeah.
This team has a lot of length. I think that can match up a lot better with teams that are built, in the NCAA today. So hopefully that gives you a fighting chance. Last year, a lot of Creighton got a lot of offensive rebounding. This year, you got taller guys to kind of, hopefully help with that, or hopefully, contest shots and everything like that. So we've gone in there before. I think some dudes maybe are on the team that was on that team that went into Creighton and beat them. So that's one thing. The good news is you have a coach that's done it before, so he knows what it looks like. He knows what it feels like. You don't necessarily have to fly to somewhere else. Extended travel and everything like that. Like I said, it's like a home game. So I think they definitely have a good shot. I like what I like their odds. They did play a good St. The team that lost to St. Mary's and St. Joe's. St. Joe's, right?
Yeah.
They played a consistent, St. Joe's team. That kind of gave you, got you a little bit more battle tested and get you more prepared for, a higher caliber team.
Yeah, and this is a good test, right? St. Mary's was a good test. This is another one right here. And this Nebraska team, we'll go through some of the box score of that St. Mary's game, but this team's good enough. And we are really starting to see the emergence of Bryce Williams. In that last game versus St. Mary's, he was 8 for 12, 50% from the 3-point line, 1 for 2. But the free throws, I love this team on the free throw line this year. 11 for 11 on the stripe. The team as a whole shot 25 for 29. Just some really good free throw shooting numbers. Rebounding, they actually out-rebounded St. Mary's as well, 34 to St. Mary's 21. But these are kind of the sticklers for Nebraska basketball. And this is, I talked about this at the very beginning of the year. I'm willing to give always that first game a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because things are typically a little bit sloppy. But this has been the consistency in a bad way for Hoiberg's program is the assist to turnover ratio. St. Mary's, that's what lost you the ball game. You can nitpick, maybe if we make this shot, maybe if we do this, maybe if we do that. But if you just want to go by the whole, 8 assists to 15 turnovers is a horrible ratio. And then you go to St. Mary's, 14 assists to only 9 turnovers. Nebraska's just got to eliminate the turnovers, and this is a very good ball club. If you can shoot free throws at that high of a clip, and again, this is, I think, 3 games in a row now where they've shot at least 23 plus free throws. And in this last one, they got to the line, nearly 30 points from the free throw line were available. They got 25 of them. They do enough about getting to the line. It's just the turnovers. They shoot good enough. They rebound good enough. I think they can do a better job of sharing the ball. But again, that goes to the turnovers, right? You can have good ball movement when you're playing 5 out, but if that chemistry isn't there, your assist to turnover ratio is just going to flip dramatically. If you're going to play 5 out and you don't have good playmakers, I think that's kind of what you're seeing in this team. Not saying it's going to be the pitfall all year long, but against Creighton, if it happens again, if you have another 15 plus turnover game, you're not going to win. Creighton's another team where they can shoot free throws, they can shoot the ball well enough, and they can execute at a high enough efficiency that if you're going to keep turning the ball over, I know this Nebraska defense is good, but it's not that good to cover up that low of an assist total and that high of a turnover ratio. So I do like Nebraska's odds, though, because Creighton is a worse team than they were the year before, in my opinion. And this thing, it's still too early in the season. I think this is more of a chemistry thing than it is going to, continue to be high turnover numbers. You kind of saw that last year where it started off really bad and then got better as the year went on. But again, versus Creighton, that's got to be fixed. If you have 15 plus turnovers, probably not going to walk away with a win, especially on the road. That being said, we'll throw it to our final break here. On the final segment, we'll talk a little bit of NBA, sticking in the spirit of basketball here. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt hour. Good morning, Pierson-El on the Allo VIP line. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering an amazing Black Friday sale for all ticket listeners. You will get the Winter 10-Week Challenge for 40% off and get all of December for free. Start your transformation before the new year arrives. And at the end of the 10-week challenge, someone's walking away with $1,000. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine, and online at fxblincoln.com.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As you gear up for game day this season, don't forget the MVP in your life. Whether it's a ruby bracelet to show off for team spirit or a timeless Heartland diamond that shines from across the room, we've got the perfect play. Our experts at Sartor Heyman are here to help you make the winning move. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
that's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it.
Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the Don't Punt Hour with the host, as always, DeMornay Pierson-El, joining me on the Allo VIP line. And I saved this one for last because it's interesting. One of the biggest NBA sweepstakes we're going to see in a long time. DeMornay Pierson-El. Ben Simmons is on the final year of his 5-year, $177 million contract that he signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. That included $177 million of it guaranteed and an average salary of $35.5 million. He's set to make $40.1 million this year. He is, so far, career earnings-wise, just about made $250,000. The Ben Simmons sweepstakes. What the hell happens to this guy after this contract? No one's paying him this money. I mean, I'll quick give you just the stats for this year. So he's making $40 million a year, and he's averaging this year 5.7 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and about 57% field goal percentage. And on top of that, a 13.9% three-point percentage. $40 million a year.
He is the greatest robber that we've seen today.
Oh, I can't believe they gave him a 5-year.
My goodness. I mean, he spanked the bank. He definitely did. Get your money. But after this, I mean, you'll see him bounce around. I mean, he's been doing that already and everything like that. Hopefully you get to see some type of vintage with him, what got him drafted, or his first few years, in the league and everything like that, come back out. But he's going to have to play a lot more consistently. He's going to have to be a threat for, somebody to kind of give him a chance. He might get, 1 year, 2 years, but it won't be anything crazy. I mean, not that he, will be complaining about anything. I mean, he got a lot of money that he's sitting on.
It's insane how much money he's sitting on. The fact that they gave him, because again, this goes.
So I got a question for you.
Go for it.
Two questions. One, would you consider him a bust?
Yes.
Okay. 2, who is the bigger bust? Him or Ryan Leaf?
Ooh. Ryan Leaf.
Really?
I don't know. It just depends what Ben Simmons, the thing about Ben Simmons is if he wants to play defense, he's one of the best defensive players in the league. But it's just not for $40 million a year. That's not what you're paying him for.
Okay. Who's a bigger bust? Kwame Brown or Ben Simmons?
Simmons. I mean, Simmons I'll probably take Simmons on that one. Who you got? Kwame Brown is kind of I don't know. I always kind of feel bad for that whole situation because that was more.
That was terrible management.
Yeah. Ben Simmons feels like he had all the right pieces around him and they tried everything and it doesn't work no matter what you do. And again, that's those things goes back to, if you look at his mock draft out of LSU, and it's one of the most fascinating things because they were right about it. And very rarely do you see mock drafts nail it to this degree. But there's always like, there's something about this guy, about like his effort, his energy when things aren't going right. Like he seems to kind of just check out mentally. You really saw that with LSU once they started kind of falling back late in the season with him. They're like, yeah, maybe that's something to look for.
I would like to see him with a JJ Redick type of coach to see, can you not to say that I want to see him with JJ Redick, but a hard coach to kind of get him to play better, to do better and whatnot. And I can't, outside of maybe I like what's the cat that's in Houston that got fired from the Celtics. I like him.
Doc. I mean, he had Doc Rivers, and one of the things he pushes players away because he's apparently too tough.
But look, the Doc has been he a good robber too. He didn't have teams in underperforming things and whatnot. So I mean, Doc might have lost the sauce. So I'm not. I don't want to see. I don't want to hear that one.
He did lose the sauce. Quite in fact, look at the Bucs record. Yeah, I'm out, and that's what someone's saying. It's like you gave a guy with this kind of. This was his whole.
Or give him like a Jason Kidd type of coach that can. I think something can be salvaged.
He needs Eric Spoelstra. He needs the Heat culture, full and full, or
something.
San Antonio Spurs, where it's like, guess what, buddy? You're in San Antonio. Nothing out here other than hoops. And Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs.
You got SeaWorld.
Well, apologies. I forgot about the iconic SeaWorld of San Antonio. I'll be honest. Didn't even know they had one out there. But congrats to them. We got the Omaha Zoo. Much better. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so interesting. I wanted to bring that up because this whole Ben Simmons fiasco, it's just such an insane thing to go through. And history is going to repeat itself. I mean, what was he drafted 2016? And we're here in 2024, and he's made about $250,000 on some of the worst stats I've ever seen for that high of a contract. Like, if he's just a role player, fine. But, man, to be making that much money, especially when that money is guaranteed and you're not even going to put out the effort, like, I'd imagine that's why you hear a lot of the beef in the locker rooms with Ben Simmons, because guys know what everybody's getting paid. And if you know Simmons is making that kind of money, and then you're looking at the stats and you're looking at his effort, you're going to be pretty upset about it. I mean, there's role players that are doing better than he is. All right, good morning, Pierson-El. That's all I got. Let's get anything else on the Ben Simmons scenario. Final year, though.
Nah, that's it.
Does he get a vet minimum? I guess was the real question I want to ask. Like, what's the next contract for him? Is it a vet min?
I would say so. That would be reasonable, and then kind of work your way up from there.
I think so as well. Probably a vet minimum. It'd be funny to say, but I don't think he's going to go play for the Shanghai Sharks anytime soon. He'll still have some shots in the NBA. But that's it. That's the Ben Simmons sweepstakes final year. $40 million. Nearly made about $250,000 already. Drafted in 2016. Shout out to Morning Pierson-El. On time as always, but don't go anywhere. Uncut with Kyle Perry up next. We'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes.